Hey everyone, and welcome to the Seek the Joy podcast. The crowd goes wild. Okay, that was so dorky. I'm keeping it. I'm Sydney. I'm your host, person who started this podcast, whatever. And I am just really excited and a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie, but mostly excited to get started and to share the Seek the Joy podcast with all of you. This podcast is something that I have been thinking about starting for a while now, and by a while I mean at least 8 months. I am a bit of a chicken sometimes. I don't know if anybody else can relate to this, but sometimes when I have an idea or a thought, or I want to start a project or apply for a job or put something out there, even sometimes it's just uploading an Instagram photo and you think you're really gung-ho about it, but then there's something that stops you. It's like this little tug between the bottom of your rib cage and above your belly button that just says, you cannot do this. Please don't do this. Don't embarrass yourself. Don't put it out there. Can anybody else relate to this? I go through this way too often. So it has taken me a while to pull the trigger on this podcast. And I am really learning to show up for myself. So here I am, I'm doing it, and I thought I would start off by just putting out a little sneak peek as to what's to come. So I'm sure you're wondering, what is this podcast about? Well, it's all about the different ways that we can seek joy in our lives. I am by no means a professional joy seeker. In fact, too often, I honestly find myself not living in a state of joy. I really believe that my own struggle to find joy or feel joyful is what inspired me to start this podcast. If you've turned on the news lately or scrolled through any form of social media, you know that right now we're living in a world where there is so much darkness and discomfort and unrest, and it is not easy to be positive, optimistic, or even joyful all the time. That anxiety we all feel, the sadness, worry, fear, however it might manifests itself in you that creeps back in from time to time, I think leaves so many of us feeling as if joy and optimism and feeling carefree and living in a state of light is elusive, something that is saved for a select few. But I'm here to say that I believe that joy is possible for all of us, and I'm on a mission to find it, and I thought, let's podcast about it. And so the Seek the Joy podcast was born. My hope for this podcast, my dream, and what I really hope it will evolve into is a discussion and a conversation about joy and what that looks like and means for different people, and how we can all find time every day to do something that will bring joy into our own lives. So that's it for now. I hope you'll join me every week as I seek the joy and speak to others who are doing the same thing, loving themselves through the ups and the downs, and finding success in life's joyful moments, both big and small. So if you could, hit subscribe and get ready for a dose of joy every Tuesday.